Welcome back. It is Monday, November 13th in the NBA. My three favorite picks are on the way. Let's do a recap from yesterday, although, guys, I wish I did not have to do one because it was an 0-5 day. Look, it sucked. And look, I wish I was one of those channels that just sped right past it. Was like, oh, what? Losers? I didn't give out any of those. We win 100% of our picks. No, but we're normal. We're going to lose picks. We've had some bad days this season. We've had an 0-4. Now, an 0-5 day is my worst day I've ever had at NBA. It happens. We're gonna lose some picks, and let's dive into it. We're gonna bounce back. You see my record at the bottom of the screen. It's very positive. We're gonna have a lot more winning days than losing days, knock on wood, but we're always gonna have to recap these losing days, which suck doing it in the morning. But day 3 of the ladder challenge and Zion went together. Zion just did not get it done. He ended with 18 points, which nuked our ladder challenge for day 3. Just a bad game from him and the Pelicans all around. They play again on Tuesday or Wednesday, I believe. I'm curious what lines we get in that one. Spencer Dinwiddie just didn't have his job. It didn't do his job, and neither did Jaren Jackson Jr. Both shot poorly from the field. Nikola Jokic under 9.5 assists. He ended with 11. And that's what happens when you take a Jokic under. All the stats were backing it, but sometimes, that guys are going to knock down their shots. I'm curious how many potential assists he had. I didn't have a chance to watch that game, but no, in 5 days, guy, it sucked. I have a guarantee for you. Today will be better than that because we only have 3 picks and we're going to bounce back today. We've always bounced back. We're going to have losing days here and there, but we've always done a great job at battling through adversity and getting back to winning. We're going to look back on this 0-5 day, in a month and be like, dang, whatever. That was just a bad day. We're going to be profitable this season. We're up 16 units. We're less than a month in. Let's dive into our picks, though. It is a Monday, so we have a Monday Night Football video. Bills, Broncos, that is the game tonight. 2 picks. We had a 4-2 NFL Sunday, so hopefully we continue that and end the week with a very profitable week. So definitely go check that out. I have 2 picks in that game. It was posted last night. Go check it out. I'll link it at the top of the pinned comment and the description and at the end of the video. But let's dive into our picks today. The first one's going to be a guy by the name of DeMar DeRozan. I like his over 22.5 points, minus 118 on FanDuel. Now, as I record this video, the only book with the DeMar DeRozan line is FanDuel. I don't really know why. I mean, I understand why. The Bulls are on a back-to-back. So in a world, there could be a possibility where Zach LaVine gets rested here. The point of me taking this bet is because I don't think it goes lower than 22.5. If it does, heck, take that line. But if it goes higher, it's probably because someone's getting ruled out because the Bulls are on a back-to-back. But I still do think DeMar DeRozan is a good chance of scoring 23 or more points. And DeMar DeRozan has been a friend of our ladder challenge before. We normally ask him for 15. Today we're asking for at least 23. And I really like this spot against Milwaukee. Regardless of it being a back-to-back, DeMar should not rest here. And you look at the Bulls. They have actually only played 1 back-to-back this season. In that game, DeMar DeRozan scored 20 points, only 13 field goal attempts. Well, Zach LaVine had 51 points in that game. Look, when a guy on your team is cooking, you're just going to just say, hey, here's the ball, and I'm going to get out the way. And he just went off against the Detroit Pistons. But look, we look at the usage for DeMar DeRozan in his last few games. They've been pretty good. And if he can continue that usage, I will take this DeMar DeRozan prop every single day of the week. Because you look at the last 2, he scored 22 and 29 points. So did go under on the hook in one of those games, but 40 and 37 minutes, and he shot 20 and 19 times. Look, if you get me DeRozan with even 18 shots, he's going to get to the free throw line too. That's what he does a lot. And I'm going to take my chances. It's the guy DeMar DeRozan that averaged over 30 points per game just a season or 2 ago. So we know how talented DeMar DeRozan is. Sometimes he plays a backseat to LaVine. Sometimes LaVine plays a backseat to him. But this is a great matchup for both of these 2 guys against Milwaukee, a team that really hasn't defended all too well this season. We've seen DeRozan. This has just been a matchup. He's woken up and said, oh, I got the Bucks. He circles it on the schedule and he goes off against them. His last 7 regular season games versus Milwaukee, all as a member of the Chicago Bulls, he averaged 30.1 points per game going over this line in 5 of 7. He's gone absolutely berserk in some of these games, shooting the ball a ton. And most of that was with Drew Holiday defending him. Now he will not get that. I don't really know. Probably Chris Middleton guards him. But at the end of the day, we know what the Bucks are great at. It is stopping points in the paint. You talk about Giannis and Brook Lopez down there, man, in the paint. But what they are not great at is limiting 3-pointers and limiting mid-range shots, which is kind of where you beat them. You just attack the mid-range, and that's where you shoot the ball. That's why DeRozan has had a great track record against them. You look at last game, the game I was at against the Orlando Magic. Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner each hit this over pretty easily. I think they had 24 and 26 points. Neither of those guys really has the usage that DeMar DeRozan has. And look, when guys are shooting against the Bucks, they're having good success. 16 players have attempted 15 or more shots versus Milwaukee. 12 of those 16 have scored 24 or more points. We only need 23 in this game. I'm pretty confident DeRozan shoots at least 15 times, potentially even 20, what should be a faster-paced game against the Milwaukee Bucks. They are on the road, so who knows if the role players like the Kobe Whites of the world show up. I think DeMar DeRozan will have the ball in his hands. I don't think the Bulls win this game, so we should see DeRozan having to carry the team. And we do know he normally starts the fourth quarter. In case it is a blowout, he will have some opportunity in that fourth quarter, assuming it's not 30 points. But the Bucks really haven't blown out a ton of teams this season. So I really like DeMar DeRozan. I think this is a great spot to take him. Just wait for your book to post the line. I don't see it being higher than 22.5 personally, but if it is, that's probably because Zach LaVine's out. And if that's the case, I like it even more. Give me DeMar DeRozan's over in points. Now, my second play is going to be a guy that I imagine a lot of people in the comment section will hate. He is a former COS Hall of Famer. His name is Julius Randle. I like his over 19.5 points, currently plus 100 on DraftKings. Now, a book or two have 18.5 juiced. I'd rather just go for the 19.5 at plus 100 because, look, Randle either has it or he doesn't. You'll know by probably the first quarter if it's going to hit or not, and that's kind of the Julius Randle experience. And you've looked at this season, a lot of people have hated Julius Randle, mostly because you put him in same-game parlays, he's been nuking you. But this season, he's just not shot the ball well, but he's turning it around, and I'd rather back him in this game. And we've seen him this season still averaging 17.2 points per game, so a few points below this line, but 33.6% from the field and 25% from three. Look, say what you want about Julius Randle. There's two things you can say that are true about him. Number one, he ain't afraid of shooting the ball. That's something I know. If he sees a shot he likes, he's taking it. Number two, well, he's probably not shooting 33% on the season. That's going to happen. He's going to eventually get better. This is a guy, Julius Randle, that shot over 40% last season. He's always a much better and more efficient shooter than that. So, look, love him or hate him, he's due some regression in the positive way, and I really like him today. Now, I was going between his points and his points plus rebounds line. Personally, it's like 19.5 or 28.5. Look, Randle can grab 9 and 10 boards, sure, but I don't think he hits a points plus rebounds or heck even his PRA line without scoring 20 points. I think that's going to be the case. And look, Randle's going to have to go out there and shoot a bunch. And you look at the last 3 games, Randle scored 23 plus in all 3 of them. And he shot 42, 42, and 50%. So it's not like he's shooting like 65%, very abnormal. No, he's shooting right around where he should shoot in his averages and still clearing this line pretty easily, especially even in a blowout yesterday versus Charlotte. And while those have been easier matchups, Randle, well, you looked at him, was under in the first 6 games of the season, but still saw 15 or more field goal attempts in almost all those games. So you're telling me this is a guy that's going to shoot 15 to 20 times, probably get to the free throw line 4 to 6 times too. I'll take my chances with any NBA player to get this job done. Randle's just better than what he has shown the first 6 games of the season, and he's finally turning it around, but people still remember those first 6 games like, oh, Randle sucks. But you look at them, their opening game versus Boston, Randle only scored 14 points in that game on 5 of 22 shooting. He missed 4 of his 5 free throws. What it shows to me is that Randle, like the matchup, he just wasn't knocking down his shots. Heck, missing 4 or 5 free throws, that just shows he wasn't just seeing the ball to go through the hoop well. And look, if he gets even close to 22 field goal attempts today, this is probably a winner. Look, Randle is a guy that notoriously shows up on NBA, on televised games. This one's on NBA TV, and he normally shows up against the Boston Celtics. His last 13 versus them, he's averaged 24 points per game. He scored 20 plus in 11 of those 13 games. 2 of his misses, 5 for 22 that first game of the season, and 6 for 19. Look, Randle stinks up and shoots terribly from the field. I can say, hey, we earned that. We deserved it for backing him. But this is just the guy that I think is due some positive regression throughout the remainder of the season. He will average better from the field. And if he doesn't, I bet you the Knicks trade him or bench him at some point, but that's just not going to happen. We're also looking to see Brunson probably get the Drew Holiday shadow. So I think Derek White will probably guard maybe RJ Barrett. I don't really know, but you're going to see Tatum probably guard Julius Randle. That's a matchup I think Randle wants to use his size against Tatum. So give me Julius Randle. Give me his over in points. I know people are going to hate that one, but I really think he scores 20 tonight. And then my final play will actually be a 1.25 unit play, a 1.25 unit play, because I really like this one, but it is a same game parlay, 3 legs. Let's talk about these 3. And before you go and comment something, your question, I'm already going to answer it. So just stay alert, people. Evan Mobley, 10 plus points. Jared Allen, 10 plus points. And Darius Garland, 4 plus assists at plus 105 on FanDuel. I'm risking 1.25 unit to win about 1.3, 1.31. I like this play. I wanted a little bit more than 1 unit play because I really like it. I think this is going to be absolutely smacking. And if it smacks, there's a good chance we just keep running this back for Cavaliers games because I don't think this line is really accurately priced. But we'll see. Now, for the people out there, and these are the comments I'm expecting to see. Austin, I cannot take Darius Garland at 4 assists, only at 5. You can take him at 5 assists. In my opinion, Darius Garland is going to get you 5 assists tonight. And if he doesn't, there's probably a very good chance Evan Mobley and Jared Allen do not have 10 points. And look, if Garland's the one leg that loses, you better believe I will never take an assist prop in a same game parlay again because they just are jinxed. But you'll hear a stat later on in this video. Darius Garland only had 1 assist or 1 game last year with 4 assists on the dot. He had 1 last game, but look, Darius Garland should get you 5 assists. But let's talk about each of these 2 guys because since last 4 games ago, Jared Allen and Darius Garland really returned back from injury. And over these last 4 games, you look at the hit rate. Mobley, 14, 13, 22, and 19 points, scoring 10 plus in all 4. Allen has 10, 12, 14, and 12 points, hitting the over 10 plus points in all four. And then Garland has 6, 7, 9, and 4 assists. So you look at this SGP, a perfect 4-0. Now, sure, if you take 5 assists, you are 3-1, but I'm not worried about the assists tonight. Darius Garland should be able to find his 2 big men, and these are all correlated legs. Garland's normally the guy with the ball in his hands, either him, you got Donovan Mitchell, and sometimes Karis LeVert, but we know when he's driving, he has a great connection, dumping it off to guys like Jared Allen and Evan Mobley for easy dunks, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case today against a very undersized Kings team, a team that starts Keegan Murray at the 4. He's 6'8". You got Evan Mobley at 7 feet tall. Jared Allen 7 feet tall against Sabonis. I like both these two guys. Sabonis, not a great rim protector. Also, Sabonis, depending on if Fox is in or out, he still has to play a big role on the other side of the court. I don't think he really wants to get into foul trouble fouling Jared Allen. So we look at the last 4 games against the Sacramento Kings. Mobley, you look at him, 15 plus points in all 4. So he's crushed the line. I liked his over in points, but it was juiced at 14.5 and 15.5. Allen scored 19, 18, 20, and then 9 points. So finished on the hook one of those times. And Garland, 13, 11, 8, and 6 assists. So this SGP 3-1 in those games. It's a matchup these guys can exploit. And while the Kings haven't necessarily played as fast with De'Aaron Fox out, I'm still confident that all these guys can hit their legs and hit their point totals. And look, Allen is the one guy that would give me a little bit of pause, a little bit of, if there's a leg to screw us here, it would be Jared Allen. But I still do think he's going to play 30 minutes, and he's going to get plenty of opportunities down low to score, especially if they get some undersized guys on him. And Jared Allen's not shooting 3-pointers. We're asking him to lay it in right at the hoop. He can do that. He's over 7 feet tall. He better be able to do that or just dunk on some people. But you look at Allen, scored 10 plus points in 52 of 68 games last season, 76%. Mobley did that in 90% of games. And Garland had 4 assists in 64 of 69, 93%. He had 5 assists in 63 of those 64 games. So at the end of the day, you can see hopefully why I'm putting 1.125 units on this, just a little bit more. Don't really want to put 1.5 units on a same game parlay. Already been burned a couple times like that this season, but I really think this is a winner. So I will take these guys 10, 10, and 4 from the 3 Cavaliers. If you want to throw Donovan Mitchell for 20 in there, you can. I think that's probably a free square after what he did to us the last game, but I really do like this one. Just a 1.25 unit play. Try to win 1.3 units at plus value. I think it's a great one. If you don't want to bet the Garland, to get 4 assists, you can just do 10 and 10. You'll probably get like minus 130 or so. But those are my 3 favorite picks of the day. Let's bounce back. Let's go 3-0. Let's dominate on Monday. Ladder challenge should return on Tuesday. So, because you guys love it. And I love doing the ladder challenge for you guys. As I talked about, we play them for 1 unit. We're 6-2 on them this season. So we still been profitable on the ladder challenge. We're just not getting the 10 in a row, which statistically is very difficult to do. But if we can continue to hit them at a 75% clip, I don't think anyone will complain. So let's have a wonderful day. Have a great Monday. If you want to check out the Monday Night Football video, it's linked on the screen. Let's have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.